I'm Adrian Ghobrial. Tonight, a troubling story from an airline passenger who says his promise to his dying mother was left unfulfilled because of an apparent Air Canada mix-up.
We had an understanding when Mom moved here that when she passed away, I would also take her back to Dundas to be interred beside my father there.
Back in 2013, Jean Stone was moved out west from Toronto to Prince George, British Columbia, by her son, Glenn Stone. Stone promised his mother then, and again as her health began to fail, that he would accompany her body on the same plane back to Toronto when she died. Stone and the body of his mother, Jean, were to fly to Toronto from Vancouver on Flight 34 after she passed away in October. They were to fly on the 21st at 9 a.m. However, the flight was cancelled, and they were moved to Flight 2134, the same day, same exact time. Stone claims the funeral home touched base with Air Canada Cargo to ensure they were both still on the same flight. But when Stone arrived at Vancouver Airport in the morning, he learned his mother had been put on an earlier flight to Toronto.
The hurt is that once I found out she was on 106, I could not do a thing to correct the problem.
In the official contract for Jean Stone, Air Canada's transfer clearly states, do not load on earlier flight. Family is traveling. Though Stone's remains were still put on an earlier flight to Toronto without Glenn Stone's knowledge.
I had done everything I could, but I felt just devastated that that promise could not be honored to Mom.
In a statement to City News, Air Canada wrote, this unfortunate situation arose because the flight the customer was scheduled to travel on with his mother's remains was cancelled due to a mechanical issue with the aircraft designated to operate that flight. We created a new flight with another aircraft, which the customer flew on. To ensure the casket arrived in Ontario in a timely manner, it was put on an earlier flight as soon as our cargo team became aware of the flight cancellation. Our intention was to avoid any delay. The problem is, both the cancelled flight and the new flight were scheduled to leave on October 21st at 9 a.m. Stone has since been issued a $200 voucher, an offer he finds insulting. It's a case which has air passenger rights advocates sounding off.
This is more than just a simple oversight. This shows a high level of lack of consideration, lack of sensitivity. On the one hand, one can say, well, it arrived there on time, we fulfilled the contract from a cargo perspective. But at the same time, we must understand that when you talk about the body of a family member, it is not simply a piece of cargo.
Late this afternoon, Air Canada was in touch with Glenn Stone again, and according to Mr. Stone, they admit there was a breakdown in communication, and they're going to be investigating further. Though as of right now, nothing more in the way of compensation is being offered.